Personal story segment tonight, an amazing situation just in time for Christmas. In the early 1960s, an actress named Dolores Hart was on the rise, starring in a series of popular movies. Some critics thought she was going to be the next Grace Kelly, a big, big star. But then something dramatic happened to Dolores Hart. In fact, what occurred might be called a miracle. You're a young woman, you want to be an actress. You go to Hollywood. They love you. You get into a movie with Elvis Presley.
Well, I wanted to be with you. And not only here, but I want you with us on the road, wherever we go.
They don't need me. And you don't need me. You're going to the top, Deke, and you're going alone.
Tell me about the first meeting with Elvis.
I was in first year college, so I walked into the office and meet Mr. Elvis Presley. And he stands up and he comes over and he says, "How do you do?" I said, "Well, what do you do?"
You said, "What do you do?" Now, a week before, he had been on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh.
And it had been a big controversy. But you being a college student, you didn't hear about it.
I did not have the slightest idea what that was until I went back to school after the girls saw or heard about my interview. And they said, "What, you nuts?" I said, and it was very, very sweet and a very humble in his own way, and he was a mother's boy.
Once you found out it was Elvis Presley, and now you're in this movie, and you're shooting the film, and you have a kissing scene, and you're his romantic interest, was there anything between you?
Well, the kissing scene was with 200 people, and the moment we got lips to lips, the director said, "Cut!" And oh my gosh, can I make a mess of this?
I think this is one deal that I can handle by myself.
It was his first kiss also.
Right. But you guys didn't have anything off the screen or anything like that?
No, we did not. In fact, he asked me out, and I said, "Elvis, I would love to do this, but I don't believe in mixing work and pleasure."
Really? You said that at 18?
I said, "I've got to get up at 5 in the morning to be here and ready at 8 o'clock. I said, "I would be a wreck if I went out at night on a work day."
So then you did a series of other movies, Where the Boys Are, and then you would King Creole back with Elvis.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Well, don't give me that. I saw you looking.
You're pretty sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well, not always.
Did you become a secular person in the Hollywood tradition?
I learned very soon that the values of being in Hollywood were not what people thought they were.
What's your name?
Nellie?
What time you get through work?
Why?
Well, I thought I might meet you.
What do you think I am?
I'd like to find out.
So now you're 24 years old, you have a nice Hollywood career going, beautiful woman, you're engaged, and all of a sudden, you have a spiritual awakening?
I had come to Regina Loudis much earlier when I was in the play, The Pleasure of His Company in New York. And a friend of mine told me there was a place I could go up north for a little rest because the play was in its 9th month. Bill, the minute I put my foot on the ground, something in me fell in love. So I went to see the abbess, Mother Benedict, and I said to her, "What would you think of someone like me as part of your community?" And she said, "Dolores, you go back and do your Hollywood thing. You're too young for this." And I said, "Great." I said, "That's the best news I've heard."
You didn't get it out of your mind? You just kept it like
no,
that?
because when I married Don, I said, "You know, Don, there's something that's bothering me." He said, "Well, let's get engaged and I'll make you at peace." We went to a party. It was an engagement party. And on the way home, as we're driving down the street, he steps on the brakes and says, "Dolores, what's wrong with you?" And he said, "Just tell me you love me." "Of course I love you." And he said, "Something's not right. Why don't you go back to that monastery that you like so well and get a little time off?" Well, he had no idea what he was sending me into. Because I went back there and I talked to Lady Apis that time, and she said, yes, you can come.
And that was it?
Yes.
So you're there, and then obviously, that 50 years later, you're still there.
Yes.
Are you surprised on how much spirituality has been diminished in the United States? Secularists are rising, religion is mocked.
The only time it surprises me is until you start reading history and you realize that at every period in history where there's been a major change, there's always been a loss of religious values as they have been known, because something new has to come in. I believe that's where the Pope now is seeing things.
Do you believe in evil?
I do indeed. I think evil is the loss of love.
The loss of love.
Yes. Whenever something evil happens, it's because persons refuse to love.
Mother, thanks for speaking with us today. Extraordinary woman, and Mother Dolores has a book called The Ear of the Heart. The Ear of the Heart. Make a great Christmas gift for just about anyone, even non-believers. And Mother Dolores donates all the proceeds to charity.